I'm only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it. Got them and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling, get you gotta go. I got a flight up in the morning on some days I'm gonna want someone to tell me I'm someone doing alright, somewhere.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Ryan's Falcons going up against Wilson's Seahawks. With that, let's get you up to Seattle. We're standing by are our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Larry, we are just south of historic Pioneer Square at CenturyLink Field in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. First and 10, it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. Over 1,400 yards last year for Jones, just 6 touchdowns, but, you know, of course he had the big 300-yard game. However, when he was blanketed with coverage, he always opens things up for other guys, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what's benefited Atlanta's offense. Other guys were able to step up. In 2016, Mohamed Sanu stepped up and had his best year as a pro. Austin Hooper, as a young tight end, really developed down the stretch. And Taylor Gabriel, who had come over as a free agent from Cleveland, he really flourished, actually led the team in touchdown catches. But there's only one Julio Jones, and you want to get the ball to him as much as possible.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Uh-oh, Charles. Now you get to talk about your old spot, the secondary. Very key here in this one.
Yeah, you have to cut me off because, you know, I'll talk about them all game long. Love to see those guys match up and challenge the best wide receivers.
The former Indiana Hoosier closure here. Tevin Coleman. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And for Coleman, if you combine the rushing and receiving yards, close to 1,000 last year. He had 8 touchdowns as well and was just really a great 1-2 combo with Devontae Freeman.
An outstanding one. And just think, if he's on just about any other NFL team, he's probably the lead running back. And Devontae Freeman gets the bulk of the carries. But Coleman, when he does get his hands on the football, he really produces in a big way, speaking of the numbers you just gave.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. Now Ryan on second down. And Jones has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're now...
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor, and he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Here's Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
On second down, Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. And down he'll go at the 25. You know, Charles, for Graham, so much concern early in the season about whether he'd be ready to play this year, what would happen, recovering from the tendon. Not only was he ready, he played every game this season for Seattle.
And it wasn't just the injury concern with Jimmy Graham. It's how Seattle runs their offense. Remember, when he was in New Orleans, he could expect a ton of passes to come his way. But in Seattle, that number was going to be reduced. Would he be able to maximize what they were going to throw in his direction? And he certainly did this year, 65 catches.
65 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, too. First and 10, it's Wilson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. The starters for the Seahawks of Seattle on the offensive side. Charles, they could use a big game from Thomas Rawls.
And they really loved what they got out of him last year because an undrafted player is not supposed to give you nearly 6 yards a carry in production. And that's exactly what he did. They need a big game out of him, and they expect it.
On second down, Rawls. There goes Thomas Rawls. Past the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Thomas Rawls, 70 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Atlanta now coming out. on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now Wilson on first down. He hits Baldwin right side. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Baldwin coming off his first Pro Bowl appearance. He had career highs, Charles, in catches with 94, over 1,100 yards. That also a career high. Pretty good season for Doug Baldwin.
And I think the place that he really started to take off was midway through 2015. The connection between he and his quarterback, Russell Wilson, where they were playing more from the pocket, bigger plays downfield, that just propelled him into 2016. That, and anything he perceives as a slight, he uses it to his advantage, and he just goes out and plays.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Thomas Rawls with his second touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT. It's complete to Jones. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. On second down, Ryan swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Ryan on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the combine. You know, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that will get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you've got the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March, where now the free agents can start moving around to different teams. So your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there, free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone start to move in one direction, and then you have the OTAs and minicamps. You get to see them on the field for the first time, and we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. This is brought in by Hardy. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield. So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. To throw again is Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Taylor Gabriel, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. The post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening, but they found the opening and exploited it.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the
isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage?
And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Ryan on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
A nickel look by Seattle on third down.
Yep, 5 defensive backs now. Now Ryan to the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Well, that's third down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams, and Arizona. Those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion. And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. Group. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle, starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. But Earl Thomas returns. I like Seattle coming out of the NFC. How about you?
Well, I'm actually going to take a Dallas Cowboys NFC.
In the AFC, I'm going to go with a team that if they improve their defense and their quarterback stays home.
Dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Gotta go, in and out. Hey, watch it. It's coming. Double up. It's coming, double up.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Ryan on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Ryan, middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. To throw is Ryan. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No, let's go.
I like to do that randomly. AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck, one of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
A dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On third down, Wilson. And able to find Graham. Complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets us into enemy territory across the 40. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now Wilson on second down. Forced out to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body. And now the rookie's free. A great read, and it's picked off. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there, so go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. On second down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play the...
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Third and long, it's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 37. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So no problems there with that one as they're able to put 3 up on the board.
Yeah, it's pretty much a winless night. There's only a very light breeze, so it's a perfect night for kickers. And like you say, no problems with that one.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught. Block it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Oh, a design run for their wideout. Oh, he shifts past him. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Ah, yes, this is where the expression staying ahead of the chains comes into play. Good runs like that one set you up well for third down.
Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. They come out here in the eye. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And quickly they get to the line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it sets him up with second and just 2 yards to go. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They stay on the ground, rolls again. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So third down, and the Falcons going with a dime, 6 defensive backs.
As I watch that play unfold, stereotypes were being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations. Trying to the time it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Shift together here from the D-line. On second down, Ryan drops it off for Coleman. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Oh, no, he lost the football.